Hey guys, SGR Sean here. Looks like there's some news to talk about today. The MGO Twitter account released patch notes for a patch for MGO3 that's going to be coming out apparently around November. So, now that they finally announced some shit, let's see what they're planning on changing. I'm going to review all the things that they're going to be fixing, and I'm going to give comments along the way. You guys can say in the comments if you like the changes that they're doing, and if not, what differences they could do for the next patch, things like that. But we got until November for the changes to fully go through, so if we don't like the changes, we could see what we could change. Alright? So let's get this started. The first thing that they said they're going to change is auto-matching. You will now be matched with players of similar level to your highest character level. That's a nice change, so now people can't abuse the lower level shit to find matches. Hopefully that won't screw over all the people that have ascended so they can't find a game. We'll see what happens. It is now less likely to join a host with a poor network connection. Well, let's see how that works out. I doubt that'll work exactly like that. Mission adjustments. Meaning, the things that are going to happen in the game modes, they're going to change. In Cloak and Dagger, the game will now end once all teammates are stunned or tranquilized. Wait, that didn't happen? Could have sworn it already did. The one thing they need to change for this, that they didn't do, is that they need to make it if the game is small and there's only like 4 people in the game, that they need to reduce the targets to 1 like MGO2 did. Instead of having 2 targets all the time, they need to have 1. So that way it's more focused, and people don't have 2 targets to defend when there's only 2 defending people in the game, or there's only 1 guy defending. You know what I mean? It's kind of rough. Now this is interesting. There's a change for loadout and equipment. The first one, and everyone's been wanting this one, the E-Locator will now only be available for the Scout class. Finally, the Scout class gets something of value that makes it unique. It's supposed to be a recon class, so why the fuck not give it just E-Locators and just get rid of it for everyone else. Machine guns and launchers will not only be available for the Enforcer class. Awesome. Having infiltrators with light machine guns did not make sense. Shotguns will not only be available for the infiltrator class. Now that I'm kind of on the fence about it. Shotguns are already annoying as it is. Having a guy in stealth only be able to use it, I don't know. It makes sense, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, I'm already annoyed by the stun shotgun as it is. And as a result of these changes, the custom loadouts will be initialized during the maintenance period following the update patch. I don't know what that's gonna mean. If anyone understands that, let me know in the comments. Character ability adjustments. Overall movement speed will be increased. Now that's something people are wanting. Now, does that apply to the Infiltrator? Because that would be fucking ridiculous. Like, the Infiltrator is already fast as it is. Hopefully this only applies to Scout and Enforcer because they really do need the speed boost. Mobility has been rebalanced to allow faster traveling between objectives. Infiltrators will have health and stamina decreased. Enforcers will have health and stamina increased. Scouts will have health increased. So basically now infiltrators are going to be screwed. And since infiltrators were the ones that could run the longest, now that's going to be balanced. That's going to really hurt the infiltrator. I want to see what's going to happen, because now the infiltrator is not going to be overall the best class for running and, taking on firefights. Now you're literally gonna have to sneak around and avoid confrontation, which is what the infiltrator is supposed to be doing. So now say goodbye to being able to pull off a triple kill, like just standing there without moving as an infiltrator. I was able to do that before, so now this is gonna be even more interesting. Scouts will also be able to mark targets more quickly while using binoculars. That should have been there from the beginning, to be honest. I mean, if you're gonna have them be a recon class, they should already be better at marking than everyone else. Just like infiltrators should be silent and enforcers should have more ammo or something. I don't know. Well, enforcers should have more health. That's how they're good, but infiltrators should be just silent in general. Not on the map, but just sound-wise. They should still appear on the map. Now, weapon adjustments. Firing sway for machine guns will be reduced. Weapon sway will be reduced overall when aiming in first-person view. That's another thing people were complaining about. So it's nice to see that they're gonna change that. Damage inflicted by the Walker Gear's Gatling gun will be reduced. That's to shut up the people that were complaining that the Walker Gear was OP. Now that thing is gonna be way useless now. Why do I say that? It's because the Gatling gun overheats way too quickly for that to really make sense. You can barely get like 1 or 2 kills with it. If you're really good, you could get at least 10 kills before the thing blows up. Walker Gears and anti-aircraft will now take more damage from certain weapons. I'm for this. Basically now the Walker Gears are definitely useless, but only from certain weapons. I'm guessing it's the serval and explosives and things like that. Weapon damage of certain weapons are being adjusted for better balance. I'm guessing that's the MRS. So the MRS can't snipe from like an infinite amount of distance. Please change that. Damage value on the Isendo will be insignificantly reduced. Awesome. Reduce ammo count on the Isendo overall. Well, that's nice. Max carry for Elocator, Stun Grenade, and Sleep Grenade will be reduced, and the throwing arc of empty magazine will be invisible to enemies. So I guess when you throw an empty magazine, they can't see it. They can't see it fly through the air and hit the floor like. The noise radius made by empty magazines when they land will be expanded. So now you can actually fool people with the empty magazine, which is a good thing, because that's the whole point of it. The empty magazine might be Infiltrator's best friend if they use it right, because it's supposed to make sound and make a field of movement where there's no one there, and people are going to check it out. For Cloak and Dagger and for things like that, that shit will be invaluable to get people off your ass and like focus on something else. Item adjustments. The max amount of cardboard box that you can carry will be increased. That's nice. So many times I've ejected out of my box only to be spotted by another Elocator that was thrown. But maybe this won't be necessary considering that scouts are the only ones that can use it. I'm waiting to see what that would be like. Stealth Camo has been adjusted for when using Stealth Camo Plus. Stealth Camo will be temporarily disabled when taking damage. Yes. Battery life will be reduced and battery will take longer to charge. Now that's... They could have kept the battery life to last just as long, because it's not that long to begin with. Like, that thing takes forever. Like, it barely lasts a couple seconds. Even with Stealth Camo 3, it doesn't last that long. It lasts just enough. The problem was the recharge time. They didn't need to reduce it, but again, maybe that's just because I'm an infiltrator and I like being in stealth, so who knows. Though recently I haven't been using stealth. I've only used it for when I needed it. Marking time for cloaked players will be reduced. Okay, that's nice. At least they balanced that out. Cloaked players detected with night vision will be marked in standard marking time. So now you can mark cloaked players faster. You know what I mean? That's nice. I don't think people even pointed that out. That you can mark cloaked players, but it takes too long. I don't know. I haven't been paying attention to the feedback. Oh, this is good. CQC adjustments. Range for CQC grabs will be narrowed. The icon for CQC grabs will no longer be displayed. Non-lethal damage done by CQC hits and grabs will be reduced. One-hit CQC knockouts will become exclusive to infiltrators with CQC stealth level 2 or higher. So now you can beat the shit out of people. That's at least now it takes longer to knock people out. So I guess they did make it a 2-hit slam. 1-hit slams are only available for infiltrators. Now that kind of balances it out, because infiltrators are supposed to be CQC experts, not enforcer and scouts. So having the 1-hit KO exclusive to infiltrators, but only at level 2? At level 3 you can take weapons away, so I guess that kind of balances it out, but level 2 only? Really? I'm not sure how I feel about that. But I don't know what they mean about this though. 1-hit CQC knockouts, is that by punch or slam? That's not very clear. So let's see what happens. But the CQC grabs will be narrowed thing. I doubt that's gonna really fix anything. It's still gonna be just as bad. It's just that, I don't know, you just don't have to be standing to the side or something to grab people, I guess. But let's keep going. Fulton adjustments. Fulton speed when using Fulton Plus level 2 or greater will be slowed. Alright, I guess it just taking off that fast was too much. When a player Fultons an enemy, the Fulton balloon and the enemy will be invincible to other teammates. You'd think they would do that before the game came out, but no. And I'm glad they did that. Too bad we have to wait until November for this to go into effect. Buddy system adjustments. Time required to establish a buddy link using the link action will be shortened. Link action will succeed regardless of the direction your character is facing, as long as you are in range. Yes. The buddy gauge will now clear at the beginning of each round. Yes. Now Cloak and Dagger is actually balanced. People can't abuse the wormhole. And now, that's pretty much all the game adjustments. Now we're gonna see the other adjustments. Search filters and select match will now be saved. I doubt people had a problem with that to begin with. Countdown time on spawn screen has been extended from 10 seconds to 15 seconds. Okay. And finally it says, please note that the patch is still a work in progress, and some adjustments may differ in the final update. Details regarding the final changes will be announced once the patch is released. Regarding issues not addressed above, we are constantly monitoring user feedback and will continue to make changes and adjustments moving forward. Thank you very much for your continued support of MGO. Basically saying that they are listening, and thanks for everyone yelling at us, I guess. I don't know. So, what do you guys think about that? I think it's just awesome that they've announced something, because if they would have left this for like next month and then announced it like a couple days before it released, people would have just, no. People would not be expecting it. Like, who cares? The game's already old. Sure, maybe it coming out in November in general, despite the announcement, might still have people, not care. And that's fine. But overall, what do you guys think of the changes? I'm kind of sad that they didn't change the server browser and stuff like that yet, but hopefully that'll come soon, because the competitive scene is the one place that's been really suffering. They still haven't added team switch. They haven't fixed auto assign or given an option to increase the time it takes for auto assign to happen. And there's the server browser and the host settings that are still pretty shit. Like, hopefully in the next patch they will change these things and add them to make the game a little bit better. But overall, this is a good step in the right direction. They're fixing things. They're gonna be more fixes in the patch hopefully in the future, and what people think of the patch as of now is crucial to helping them, like, really balance the game. They're working on fixing shit now, so if you have any ideas or any things that should be fixed, also just tell them. Like, say, give them an analysis of that. I might send them this video so they can watch it, but it's pretty long, so I doubt they'll sit through the whole thing. But leave your comments down below. Anything you want to say it, and we'll go from there. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more Metal Gear Online videos.